Good morning, Bang Bang Traders. Welcome to Bang Bang Trading. If you're new here, join us Monday through Friday on Discord. We go live, we teach the strategy, and you get to trade side by side with us. We are going to be doing 4 different sessions starting soon. We're going to be doing a 4 a.m. Webull session, 7 a.m. Thinkorswim session, 9:30 a.m. Thinkorswim session, and a 4 p.m. Webull session. If you really want to up your game, learn the best strategy around, it's 100% free. I would highly recommend joining us on Discord. The link is in the description below. So today we're going to talk about where is the best place to enter a trade. Okay? There's only a couple of places where you should ever be entering a trade, and today we're going to cover that. So let me scroll out of here so you guys can see this picture a little bit bigger. We are live right now. Today is Friday, March 12th. Alright, I'm going to blow this up a little bit. Okay, so if you want to get the whole strategy, we're going to start a series here on how to become a profitable trader and to learn our strategy. But to see it live and in action, I would highly recommend, again, joining us on Discord. Alright, so if you want your platform set up like this with your standard deviation channels, your 20 period moving average, your 200 period moving average, which is here. Here's your 20. I have a 50 period moving average, and then we have the VWAP, which is blue. There is videos here on YouTube on our channel for that, how to set it up. On our Discord page, you can just copy our link and download it right to your Thinkorswim platform. If you don't have Discord, we have a Webull video here for the setup as well. So with this setup, your best entry into a trade is going to be when your first green candle rises above your 20 period moving average and above your 200 period moving average, and when it's above the VWAP. Okay, this is what we call the Goldilocks area, when you have your 20, your 200, and your VWAP all tight close together. This was tight all throughout the day, and here they go to start separating. This is where you want to start looking to enter a trade. So we have a system in our strategy that we call the 1 bar rule. Let me open this up a little bit. This should be all we need right here. The 1 bar rule means if you enter a trade here, this would be your first entry point. Let me see. Let me shrink this down a little bit. I want to make sure we're looking at the same thing here. I'm going to blow this up. Shrink it down a little more. Blow it up. Get rid of the news. One day, 1 minute. Alright, let's blow up this time frame right here. Alright, so on this trade, your first entry would have been in this candle right here if it took out the first candle to break above the VWAP. Excuse me. This did break above the VWAP. I have this blue line, the standard deviation, so a little confusing. Okay, so this would have been your entry right here on this green candle. If you can't see this here, it's this candle here. Why would we enter there? Because this was your first candle to break above the 200, the 20, and the VWAP. You want a confirmation candle to enter your trade, which would be this candle right here. This would be where you would have entered this trade. Now, according to our 1 bar rule, you never want to lose more than 1 bar. The very next candle almost took you out, but it didn't, but the one after that did. So you would have been out of this trade. It was a good entry, but the wrong timing. Okay? If you want to stay in the trading game forever, you have to cut your losses as quick as you got into that trade. Your very next entry would have been on this candle right here. It was the first candle to take out the other candle that broke the 20, the 200, and the VWAP. This candle you would not have had to get out of because the stock continued to rise. We didn't see really big moves. Now this is over maybe a 10-minute period, 10-15-minute period, but there's no need to get out because that stock never did come back down to the low of this candle. If you are under the PDT rule and you are trying to get the most bang for your buck, if you got in on this candle right here, you could technically ride this out as long as you want, okay? As long as you want until you see a change in the pattern, okay? Or until you feel comfortable with the profit that you have. This is one of the best patterns that I've seen in a while. For the last 3 weeks, the markets have just been really junky, okay? How we trade our strategy is if we got in here, we're selling on the way up. However, again, this is not that bad of a chart. We don't have a lot of fighting going on here. It's just a nice, slow, easy move up, like riding the waves, okay, at the beach. We don't have a lot of fighting, like we'll look at on some other charts in a minute. So if you don't have the PDT rule, again, there's no need to get out of this until you feel comfortable getting out. If the stock did this here and then it pulled back, then yes, you want to get out when it breaks the 20. Right here, the stock broke the 20. Even if you're under the PDT rule, this is where you want to get out of the position. Even though it continued to go higher, at this point in time, you did not know that it was going to continue to go higher. Trading our strategy protects you from every bad trade that you'll ever take. As long as you follow the rules that we're teaching you, we promise you'll become not only a profitable trader, but a successful trader, and you will continue to be in this game forever. You will become a consistently profitable trader amongst the top 10% of traders out there if you follow our strategy 100%. Now, where are the best places to enter? We just covered this. At the Goldilocks position is your very best place to enter when your 20, your 200, your VWAP are all together. Okay? The next best place to enter is when the stock comes back to the 20. This is your 20 period moving average right here, guys, okay? When the stock comes back to the 20, if you're going to enter the stock, get in on the very first candle that breaks the previous candle that touched the 20, okay? Right here is going to be your stop loss. You never came back down through your stop loss. The stock continued to rise up away from the 20 again, and then it came back to the 20. Okay? The stock went away from the 20, and it came back to the 20. Your next entry would have been on this candle right here. Okay? Let me back up a second. This candle almost touched the 20. This would have been your next entry. This candle right here would have took you out. This little red guy right here, okay? Again, good entry. You're following the rules. You're getting in at the 20. You're not getting in here away from the 20. We do not chase stocks with our strategy, okay? Once the stock is off the 20, we call it, it's off to the races. We're waiting for those horses to circle back around to the 20. Then we get in. Once we get away from the 20, we're waiting for those horses to circle back around to the 20. Okay? Once the stock is off the 20, it's off to the races. You're waiting for it to come back to the 20. When it's away from the 20, you do not enter. You enter when it comes back to the 20. When it's away from the 20, you do not enter. You enter when it comes back to the 20. Okay, here we are, back to the 20. It just broke it. Remember, if you're under the PDT rule, you would get out right here. There was no reason for you to get out here. It was a beautiful trend, beautiful setup, making higher highs, higher lows, and it still continued to do that. But at this point, you do not know that. Prior to this point, it never broke the 20. It never broke the 20. Here, it broke the 20. You are out. If you have the PDT rule, you made a decent amount of money. You went from $7.70 up to, if had you held it, you would have been out right here. So 7, 8, you made about a $2 profit, give or take a few cents. For those of you who are not under the PDT rule, we trade a little bit different. You'll get that information free when you watch us trade on Discord. If you join us, we hope you do. Again, there's no obligation on your end. It all just comes down to whether you want to be a profitable trader or not. Okay, so on your next entry would have been this candle right here. This was the first candle to break through the 20. This candle was the first candle to make a new high from your previous candle. Stop loss here. This candle took you out, unfortunately, according to the 1 bar rule. No PDT rule, no problem. What do? You wait for the next candle to make a new high. Okay, this candle took out these candles. This is the candle you would enter on. Okay, depending on where you entered, you wouldn't have gotten taken out because you would have entered on the top half of this candle. So here you could have rode this and then rode it up. Now let's go to a chart that doesn't look so pretty. Okay, this is an easy chart to show you a strategy on, which is why I wanted to start here. Let me go get my marker back. I don't do video editing, guys. I'm doing this 100% free. So if you want video editing and people sticking their tongues out and stuff like that, this probably isn't the group for you. But if you want a group of some of the best people I've met or come across, join us on Discord. We do not have any BS. It's nothing but people wanting to learn to become profitable traders. And that's all we ask. You keep it clean, respectful, and we're here to build one another up, not tear each other down. So let's go look at SEAL. We actually took a trade on this today. SEAL, this chart does not look as clean as the other one now, does it, right? People look at this and be like, oh, where do I enter? I'm going to show you exactly where to enter. And we took a trade on this today. Okay? So, we got our 200 period moving average right here. 200. We got our 20 period moving average right here. We got our VWAP here. And the 50 is here, but we're not up to par with that yet for you guys, so I'm going to leave it at this. Your VWAP, your 20, and your 200. Right here, your 200 and your 20 crossed, right? We only trade stocks that are above the 20, the 200, and the VWAP, and we only trade them when the 20 is rising. We never trade a stock when the 20 is falling. We never trade a stock when the 20 is going sideways. We only trade a stock when the 20 is rising. We never trade a stock when the 20 is declining. We never trade a stock when the 20 is going sideways. We only trade a stock when the 20 is going up. Do you guys see this picture here? Rising 20, rising stock. Rising 20, rising stock. Rising 20, rising stock, right? We are going to be learning shorting here. I'm going to start teaching that in the near future. And everything you're teaching now is going to be just the opposite for shorting, okay? So we entered this trade, and for our more experienced traders, once you become comfortable with our rules and our strategy, which we'll be teaching as well, you could start jumping in right here in this area. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody that's new or for anybody that's learning. Our strategy is so simple. it's hard for most people to comprehend. It's hard for especially people who have been trading for a while and they're just not profitable people. YouTube is full of videos on trading, and all you see on a lot of these videos and a lot of traders, I mean, they got this line, they got this line, they got this line, this line, that line, this line. Their whole entire thing looks like this. I'm like, how can they even see the screen to trade? They're missing every good opportunity to get in on a trade because they're spending their days making little bitty lines like this, and what's this gonna do? We make support and resistance. I do it just for our group until they can learn to do it on their own, but I do it mentally, so I don't put that kind of lines in there. But again, when you're trading the strategy, you only need the 20, the 200, your VWAP, and I have a 50 period. So you need 3 things with our strategy, and these 3 things are going to change the way you trade. The 20, the 200, and the VWAP. That's all you need, guys. Trading is that simple. The market can only do 3 things. It can go up, it can go down, or it can go sideways. That's it. It's not rocket science. I can't believe they have like 5 billion gazillion things and tools and all this stuff. Remember, every single thing out there that was ever built for the market is called a lagging indicator. Okay? You all know what that means, right? That means that even this TTM squeeze, this RSI, the 20, the 200, the VWAP, they're all lagging. The only thing you're seeing in real time is the candles that are forming right before your eyes. So while people are busy doing stuff like this, and then they're doing trends like this, they're not watching this. The most important thing that's right in front of them is the stock price. Okay, so back to where is the best place to enter a trade. We took a trade on SEEL this morning. We alerted it out on Discord. We did not trade live today because I wanted to take a day off. We've been doing it hardcore since day one, and I wanted to switch a few things up today. So anyhow, we got into this. Right here, I was going to enter, but I didn't want to show an entry here. I wanted to wait until we broke above the VWAP so I could stay on par with our group for training purposes. So I got in right here. Okay? What do we have here? We have a rising 20. We are above the 200 and the 20. And right here we broke the VWAP on this first candle. I got in on the second candle. Okay? On our way up, I sold some here, and I sold some here, and then I got out. We do not hold positions on the way down when we're going up. When the stock is going up is when you want to get out of your position, because once the stock goes up, there's only one place for it to come back to, right? And that's down. One of the things the guys and girls in our group know is that when you have space between the 20 and the 200, you know they're going to come back and say hello to one another. Okay? Here's your 200. Here's your 20. The 20 and the 200 don't like this much space between one another. They are always going to come back to one another. Just like the stock always goes away from the 20 and pulls back to the 20. Goes away from the 20 and pulls back to the 20. We do not enter up here where there's space between the 20 and the price action. We do not get in up here where there's space between the 20 and the price action. Okay? The 20 and the 200 do not like to be away from each other. The price does not like to be away from the 20 either. We enter in specific locations and specific locations only. We do not enter on a downward 20. We do not enter on a sideways 20. We only enter on a rising 20. Never on a downward 20. Only on a rising 20. I know I'm being repetitive, but I really want you guys to understand this. This is how we trade in our Discord channel. It's so simple. Anybody can learn it. You just have to be willing to stick to the rules, and I promise you, you won't fail anymore. You will no longer fail. I know there's a lot of gurus out there. You're not going to find this information in any of their courses. And I always question, if you're really a profitable trader, why do you need to charge people? I just happen to be that kind of person. It's better to give than to receive. Let's look at another chart today. ENTX, okay? ENTX today got halted several times. We had a halt here, we had a halt here, and then it came off, and I don't think we had another halt on it. Where are your entry points here is from what you guys already know. I'll give you a second. Tick tock, do 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 do. Okay, here's your Goldilocks position, where the 2200 VWAP, they all meet, right? This is what you're looking for when you're getting ready to enter a trade. You might think you have it here, but you don't, because we have a downward 20 and the 200, but look at where our VWAP is. It's way up here. You want to wait for all this to start crossing the VWAP. Okay? You want your 20 to cross your VWAP, and then that's your Goldilocks zone. First bar to break the VWAP, right here. Your entry would have been right here. Bang, bang. You could have rode this up, started selling on this candle. You would have got caught in that first halt. When the next candle, when the halt unloaded, you would have wanted to get your next sell position. You'd never want to be stuck in a halt. I know halts can be very profitable, but you never want to be stuck in a halt. You could lose your entire position, because you've seen, I'm not sure if you've seen them or not, but if you're new to halts can sometimes run from $5 up to $190. But sometimes when they open off a halt, you can lose almost your entire gain. So get out while the halt is still going up, close your positions, and you don't know when the halt's going to stop going up. So, alright, so on this one, this would have been your first entry area. Right here would have been your second entry area. This was the first bar to cross everything. This is where you would have entered, and this right here was the top of it. So the next candle was red. You should have started closing out your position on a red down candle. Okay, although you didn't have to until this bar formed. But if you have two red candles in a row, you better take your profits, wait for a new entry. This was an excellent entry according to the rules. However, it did not hold up. So the stock from this point on has been on a downtrend. We are seeing higher highs and higher lows right now. But again, we would not play this stock right now. We do not have clear direction. Your 20 is kind of wigworming around. Okay, again, this is not a Goldilocks area because we are not above the VWAP. Okay, guys? So I just wanted to give you guys a quick video on where to enter a trade. Where is the best possible place to enter a trade? I want to keep it short and sweet. Again, you could join us on Discord. It's 100% free. Hope to see you there. And we look forward to talking with you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And we'll talk with you later. Again, just link to Discord is in the description.